Starting at the bottom right in red is our StarTale player. It is
StarTale Life.
currently down a game in this best of 3. Needs to win 2 maps in a row if he wants to advance to the Premier League.
He's going up against a 10 pool from this player to the bottom left. He is
STX or hyvaa.
teammate of Trap and Innovation.
hyvaa trying to be the aggressor now.
Yeah, yet again. And Life just going to...
And gas. Uh-oh.
Life, is he going for a hatch first here?
If he goes for a hatch first, and I could see Life going for that, then he will be in a lot of trouble. If he goes hatch first now, he is most likely going to lose this game. This is a perfect opening for hyvaa against the hatch first build. And Life goes up to 14 to 15 harvesters, but he goes for the pool. And that gives him a chance.
Yeah.
That gives him what he needs.
Exactly. This is going to be a much better position for Life. hyvaa could still do a lot of damage here, but Life is almost certainly not going to die.
Yeah. Usually when you go for the 2 builds that we currently see, the Zerg player that goes into the 15 or 14 pool is in a really good spot and should be able to defend. But it comes down to the unit control. And with Banelings, and that's what we're going to see here from hyvaa with their 10-10, if we have Banelings and a Baneling is able to get into the main base, then suddenly everything changes. But if you go into the hatch first against the build that hyvaa chose here, it's basically a build all or loss unless your opponent makes a huge mistake.
Yeah.
So right now it comes down to the micro, it comes down to the unit control, and vision will be granted in a second. Life's Overlord is already in position, and the second one is entering the main base to find out what's going on.
Yep, the Overlord comes in right as the Lings are already spotted, so Life knows what he's up against. You know, and he just starts his own Zerglings. It's all going to be about his splits against the Banelings. Can't get a Spinecrawler up quickly enough at this point. And here come those Lings, gonna go right into the main base. Wants to be able to snipe the Lings as they come out, draw some units off the middle line, starts 3 Banelings right on the ramp.
Yeah, there are the Banelings. We have the Spinecrawler being built, but a little bit late here. And there's the first cancel, trying to get the rest of them in there. Life has to be careful. Those guys are gonna be done in just a second, and he can't afford to lose those Zerglings just yet.
Oh wow, this is great control by hyvaa. I'm really impressed here. And now he's going to go into the main base. The Spinecrawler almost ready though, and that's the key.
The Queen. Queen is going in. Where's that pull on those drones? He doesn't. A little bit too late, but well done. So far, not lost too much here, and gets those Zerglings as well.
Yeah.
And that was Life shutting down hyvaa like very, very easily.
Yeah, that was those Banelings could have done so much more, but they didn't at the end of the day, and Life now takes a massive lead.
So let's talk a little bit about position here. hyvaa has, of course, faster gas. He still has the Baneling nest here, and he has also just a fairly decent amount of harvesters, but he doesn't have that natural. That means he does not have the second mineral line. He doesn't have the opportunity to get 2 queens at a time. He doesn't have the production. And
he doesn't
also
even have his first queen out yet.
Yeah, exactly. So he's getting all of this right now, and lava is going to be an issue with this. So hyvaa basically has to do what he did in game 1. He has to go for another wave. He cannot possibly transition into a drawn-out macro game right now. There's no way for him to make that happen without doing damage first.
I think he's just going to run into a wall because Life has so much production. He can also start his own Baneling nest as soon as he gets his gas up. And even if he doesn't, with queens, the extra minerals he has, Spinecrawler going down right now, I don't see a hyvaa being able to make this work. He's trying to hide his Lings here in the main base, but Life is even moving out right now. This time he checks very carefully to the north to make sure there's no sneaky run by.
Well,
I mean, this game is just very straightforward. It's all about hyvaa's attack that he's going to send out right now. He has speed. He is going to find himself killing an Overlord here. Life going to be supply block for a while.
I mean, even with the supply block, the double Spinecrawler and everything that he has, I do not see Life... Well, I didn't see him lose game 1, number 1, but let's just wait. I mean, this is even a worse position for hyvaa than it was in game number 1. Zerglings taking out that queen now. Here comes the run-in. So many queens, and just no. Simply no.
Yeah, no way. The Spinecrawlers, both of them, needs to target the Banelings. Finally does.
Too many queens, too many Spinecrawlers.
GG. Life ties the score, 1-1.
Yeah.
Life's like, I got you this time, man. I really like his choice to go pool first when he's down a game on a 2-player map like this. You could see he was thinking about going hatch first, and he just decided.
He's seen a couple of games of hyvaa. He knows how this guy plays, and he has just a smirk on his face. He's like, sorry, but not again. He was like, I should have won game number 1 already. I threw that and now you're not gonna pull something like this again. And Hyva's looks a little bit stressed out.
Life is making Hyva look like a one-trick pony right now. And is Hyva really going to try to switch off into a late game on AUCTION game number 3? Life is totally fine to play against the late game because that's where he is better. And that's what Hyva knows. That's why we saw him do aggressive builds. But now, he's like, you either do the same thing you've done before and I'm ready for you, or you play me in a macro game and I'm already better than you at that. So Hyva's got to be feeling the pressure right now. He's failed here.
Bomber talked about Life's style, how he approaches a game, and how he is like very confident in his abilities, sometimes a little bit too much so. But I feel he has every right in this Zerg versus Zerg to be the one with the confidence here, and you can see it on his face. Like, Hyva needs to make something happen. If he rolls the dice here and might get the build that he needs to take down Life, that would be awesome for him. But I do not think that in a macro game he can prevail against the StarTale player. I just don't see it. But maybe he surprises me here. We're going into map number 3. It is a Kill and Wastes. We have Life going up against Hyva in the 3rd game. The winner goes to the Premier League. The loser will have to fight his way through the up and downs. The WCS Challenger League with Carl and Wolf.